Hello and a very warm welcome back to the TNC Podcast. Not only have Norwich City mustered up some shots on target, Chris Reeve, they scored 5 goals in the process.
Come on.
Shots on target FC. Trust the process FC.
If you shoot, you can score. By the way, top liked comment on the last podcast was don't become Trust the Process FC. Do you know what though? I agree with you. Thank you for that feedback because I feel like...
But look what happens when you trust the process.
We said it once and I think that needs to be it now. Okay, hold us accountable. Don't say trust the process.
What happens when we get beat 1-0 at Vicarage Road on Saturday? Do we revert back to type?
Well, we will talk about that. We've got lots of things to talk about this week, haven't we, Jack?
Well, look, it's going to be a cheery podcast. It's been a bit glum the last few weeks, and I apologise for that. I apologise for it being a bit glum.
Good.
We're back. We're
About
feeling
time
good.
You apologised.
The hats are still there.
Yeah.
Never too far out of reach.
How many points off the playoffs are we, by the way?
Oh, don't start.
I think we could be.
Don't start. No, look, it was... Where do you want to start with this Swansea game? Because actually, I think 5-1 flatters us somewhat. It was a fairly dull first half, and which kind of just exploded into life thanks to Josh Sargent. Let's start with Lucien Mahavo.
Oh, wow, that's random. Okay, we'll start with Lucien Mahavo.
Well, it was a bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Johannes chucking in a little bit of a curveball there.
Good. Yeah, good to see a youngster starting. First of all, what I would say about Lucien, he's built like an absolute brick shithouse,
Big
isn't
boy,
he?
yeah.
And good.
Yeah.
And good. You don't want to be pussying around with him, do you? He's not taking any prisoners, and good. I'm honestly pumped for a bit of Mahavo. By the way, what a name.
Oh, great name.
Possibly the best name in the squad.
Name of the week.
Maybe name of the week. Definitely. Well, let us know who's got the best name in the Norwich City squad. For me, it might be Lucien Mahavo. Look, I thought...
Is that where we're at with the TNC podcast 10 years in?
Scraping out content.
Think of his name, let us know.
I thought Lucien looked all right, and I think that's good. Because it was his first time starting. I think actually it was very wise of Johannes to start him against Swansea, who, I actually said were, before we filmed the last podcast, I called them bang average. I need to change that. Shower of shite. They were absolute shower of shite. They were dreadful. And linked back to your point about 5-1 flattering us, and I wanted to get your take on this, Jack. The first half, I mean, Carrow Road was just like one big giant morgue, and we seemed to struggle to thread 3 passes together. Nothing was working out. I think Johannes said in his post-match that it was too slow, that the tempo wasn't there, we weren't finding our rhythm, I think he might have said. Your take on the first half?
It was just very strange. I mean, driving into the city, first of all, there were no cars on the road, which was good. But it was weird because
you're getting middle-aged now.
The attendance was fine. I think it was at 26,000 or something.
Yeah.
So it wasn't everyone was there that should have been there. The pub's walking down, empty.
Yeah.
So
because there's no
quick little
kick-off.
swifty. I know, but it just felt everyone was a bit snoozy. I think Emi Marcondes had told the media guys in the week that they hadn't got back until 3 a.m. after Leeds. They were then straight back in, so they were probably feeling a little bit sluggish. They needed some night nurse to keep, they'd be wired after a night at Ellen Road, wouldn't you? So, look, it was a multitude of things. Norwich City still have lots of injuries. Onel Hernandez looked shattered.
Well, by the way, not just Onel. I think Emi Marcondes did. I mean, you've said him already. I think most of them did. I think they just looked so mentally and physically depleted, didn't they?
Which is what makes the result even more important, because it has been a really difficult week. And we've been over it, and we won't discuss it again. Brighton, Sheffield United, Leeds, that's a horrible run of fixtures. We struggled. Yeah. There's no way to get round that. But this set of fixtures we highlighted as a real opportunity, and it all started with this one. And granted, it wasn't going to be easy. We were still without players, without Science, without Eurosec. Sargent still isn't fully fit.
Yeah.
Nunez still isn't there, but Norwich found the way, and actually I thought, much like a lot of these teams in the mid-pack of the Championship, ultimately we had far more quality when it mattered.
Oh God, yeah, without a doubt, Jack. I think I'd seen a stat from Norwich City Numbers, I think, prior to filming this actually, saying that we were the highest scoring team at home in the top 4 divisions in the English league.
Is that right? I think we're actually the top scorers in general behind Leeds.
Yeah, second in the Championship overall, home and away. But at home, the top of the entire 4 leagues.
Wow,
so that's including all the Premier League teams, right?
Okay.
So we're getting our money's worth of goals at Carrow Road, and it does make me think, and I think I've seen a question about this pop up last night. It does make me think, my God, if we sorted out our defence, where could we get to by the end of the season?
Well, if we had a fully fit 11. I know I keep banging on about it, but let's talk about Josh Sargent. First start back since injury.
Well, before that, just before I forget, I'm so sorry. The thing I want to highlight, because you've said about Onel, you said about, I've said about, or we've both said about Emi Marcondes. I don't know why we've singled out those two for looking tired. Onel was the guy that started off that first goal, a bit of a burst of energy to bring the ball up the pitch, ball carrying. That's what we all love him for. Emi Marcondes as well. I'm sure himself he would say he didn't have his best game, but yet got a goal given. It was it was a chest,
an assist,
and an assist. So the fact that he's had a quote unquote, to some people, bad game, but yet he's delivered that speaks volumes.
I think we talk about quality, and Emi Marcondes has that. Just so pleased for Josh Sargent, and actually impressed with the way that Johannes has dealt with his return back to fitness. Even in this game, only got 65 minutes. Was brought off after, it was still at 2-1. The game was in the balance.
And that, by the way, takes some bollocks, because he's your main man.
Yeah.
He's got 2 goals. Yeah. He's looking at you saying, I want a hat-trick. And by the way, he would have got a hat-trick if you'd kept him for 5 minutes. So I think, Johannes has been somewhat of a headmaster with Josh Sargent, but it's paid off, and it would have been very easy for Johannes to go, God, Jesus, Lord have mercy. There's no threat. There's no shots on target away against Sheffield United, away against Leeds. Let's just make sure that Josh can come on and hopefully do something. And I think I agree with you, Jack. In hindsight, he has dealt with Sargent's return very well.
It could have been very easy to give him 45 minutes against Brighton, maybe start him against Sheffield United or Leeds. I think it's not a defeatist attitude, it's realism from Johannes and going, I don't think these are our best opportunities to bring Josh in, and equally it gives other players opportunity. But he's ultimately had 2 chances in that game and scored them both. The second one is delightful. It's such a good finish.
Yeah.
But even the first one, and I tweeted out the photo, Sargent's through on goal. Yeah. Duffy, before Sargent's even kicked the ball, it stood there like that. And I just thought, unconsciously, that shows the confidence in Josh Sargent. Not only the finish, which is brilliant, and it's not the hardest finish in the world, but he keeps it low, very powerful, on target. It could have been easy to not score that. It's the movement to create the space, that proper centre-forward play that and through no fault of their own, we've not seen with a Hernandez or a Marcondes or a Crnac, because they're not out-and-out centre-forwards.
Yes.
Sargent comes in, he goes out, he draws the space.
Correct.
It's a fantastic run from Oscar Schwartau, who I'm going to give his kind of praise to in a moment. Lovely little ball from Marcondes. If he'd have had a shot there, I don't think anyone would have moaned. Picks the pass beautifully. Lovely goal.
Yeah.
That's the type of play that will really please Johannes.
And you could just feel, Jack, when that ball got threaded through to Josh from Marcondes, you could feel Carrow just go, like we were all waiting. And we were like, you better put that away. And my God, did he. Yeah. Absolutely thwacked it one into the back of the net. The goalkeeper stood absolutely no chance. If he'd got in the way of it, it would have taken his head off. It was absolutely brilliant. Sarge returns with a bang, back with a bang. Bloody brilliant, and long may that continue.
And it's not just the goals. Obviously, his 2 goals won us that game, particularly the second, coming so quickly after the equaliser. It's the ability to not only win the ball, but drag players out of position.
Correct. I was about to
create
say that.
Space for other people, which makes the chances for Crnac and etc. It makes their lives so much easier.
And word of the week last week, which I'll say again, you talk about threat.
Did you feel threatened?
He has got the threat factor, isn't he, Joshy Sargent? And if you're a championship defender and you're coming up against someone, I mean, particularly at Carrow Road, Sargent scored 15 goals in his last 20 Carrow Road games, Jack. So if you are coming up against Josh Sargent at Carrow Road, you are looking over your shoulder or in front of you and you're thinking, holy fuck, I'm coming up against Josh Sargent. I need to watch him here. Yeah. So it just gives everyone the ability to press higher up the pitch to nick the ball. We saw Lewis Dobbin do that, which we're going to talk about him in a minute. We'll talk about him in a minute.
Who's that?
We'll talk about him in a minute. Oh, for God's sake, go on then. Jack's got...
I don't know who Lewis Dobbin is.
Come on, what's your nickname?
Oh, you mean Lewis Dobwin? Dobwin, yeah. We'll get onto him in a moment. Yeah, we will. Sorry, I didn't know Lewis Dobwin was.
But what we should do now, let's talk about the other man, because he deserves his flowers big time as well. Oscar Schwartau.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me really hammer this home.
How old?
18 years old.
He's
18.
Yeah, and
18.
I mean, we talk about, and rightly so. You know, there was the headlines ultimately for kind of young players was Lucien Mahavo starting. He is 19. He's older than Oscar Schwartau.
Bloody hell.
And Schwartau's now become, I'm not saying he's the first name on the team sheet, but you know, he's in there, and rightly so. He's now not in there because there's no one else to go in there. He's very impressive.
He's in there because he's in there.
His ball carrying, his
vision.
I wouldn't say he's fast, but his ability to dribble quickly is impressive. He's got stature, he's calm, he's composed. I think he's brilliant. I think out of the summer signings, he's the one. He's the one. And ultimately, you know, there's a long, long way to go, and you know, he needs to improve on certain aspects. But if his progression continues in the way it is for the next 3-4 years, he's going to go for big money. He will. He's got the attributes.
Let's carry on my weekly analogy of green bananas and eating bananas.
He's ripening quickly.
Yeah, he's ripening quickly. So you know what happens when you buy a bunch of bananas, if you want them to ripen quicker, what do you do, Jack? You break them off the stem from each other. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you break them off and you leave them and they ripen quicker.
I didn't know
and that's what Johannes has done with Oscar. He's gone, I need that one. Yeah, let's make sure that ripens quicker. Oh my God, it's ripening. Do you know what I'll say about Oscar? And it's completely fine. It's not a criticism. It excites me. He reminds me of a few young players that we've had over the years that have started off. We look at them and go, "Oh yeah, there's could be something there, right?" And over the summer, Louis Cunningham of Norwich City gets them absolutely ripped, builds some muscle on them, turns them into an absolute beast from the east. And then all of a sudden, he will be bulldozing Championship midfielders.
He already is.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what excites me even more about Oscar Schwartau. So, Oscar Schwartau, take a bow.
Hello.
Johnny Rowe, let's have a go.
Hello.
And now we've got Oscar Schwartau, take a bow.
Oscar Schwartau, not quite as good, but has potential.
Oh, come on, give it something.
It's a green banana, but the potential for
it's got some work.
We talk about young players.
Yes.
You know, that starting 11, you've got you had Fisher in there, Callum Doyle, Mahavo, Schwartau, Dobbin is only 22.
Yeah. Who?
Dobbin. This is, you know, an exciting future. On the bench, you had Elliot Miles, JJ, Brad Hills, Cordoba's only 23. You know, Ben Crescene.
By the way, I still can't get over Jose Cordoba being 23.
Well, that's less surprising than Slimane being 23.
Well, I know, but when we did the podcast, you know, I wish that I'd seen to see his passport because I'm convinced he's not 23. But anyway,
so Schwartau, brilliant.
Yes, and it was just a much needed result.
Well, we haven't even finished talking about
a hugely disappointing week, and it was brilliant to bounce back, and it just now gives us a platform to work off. Considering we did that and we made Swansea look like a pub side in the second half with a depleted team, and it is. I know that you've just gone through the bench there, going, "Oh look, young players." But let's be fair. Last podcast we were saying, "Fucking hell, we've only got young players on the bench." So do that with that is very, very good.
And this is an exciting kind of prospect. Is the dynamic and the way that everything shapes up, even with two players back, with Sorensen and Cordoba, the ability to be able to bring them off the bench does give you something. It gives you fresh. Same with Stacey, having the ability to bring him off the bench. In Fisher. I think it was almost the fresh legs that won us that game. Because let's not forget, we're talking about a convincing 5-1 here.
Yeah.
After 62 minutes, Swansea had equalised, and that game for 30 seconds was in the balance.
Oh,
again.
hey, and by the way, I know.
Hello, poet.
I know this.
Hey, by the way.
Hey, by the way.
Wow.
I don't know what I drunk this morning.
Nice.
You've really put me off my flow there, Jack. Back to your comment about the substitutions, you're right, because if you look at the statistics, it was actually a very even game. And even after the game, I know the only one that matters is 5-1, and I'm of that opinion too. But if you look at possession, Swansea had more. If you look so shots on target, Swansea I think had possibly 2 or 3, and we had 5 or 6, 8. Okay, so that one is where we've obviously bossed it. But aside from that, corners, Swansea had more. So I think from a Norwich City perspective, you're right, the fresh legs did it, and let's praise Johannes Hoff Thorup, who's come under fire after the last not massively, but by a minority. After the Leeds and Sheffield United game, he's been criticised, arguably rightly so, for the performances. He's ultimately fully accountable for that, as well as the players on the pitch. But his substitutes changed the game. You talk about Stacey. I want to highlight Stacey, actually, whilst we're on to him. And can you guess what I'm going to say about Jack Stacey?
No.
Right. I'm going to introduce a new theme on the TalkNorwichCity podcast.
Just like we needed another one.
And it's called XP, for those of you that still don't know, of which they don't, by the way, according to social media. I've had a bit of backlash for using XP on social media. It's because you don't know.
Well, it's
XP, expected passion.
Yeah, but this is what happens when things become popular. People then... That they enjoy it on the way up, and then when it becomes mainstream and popular, they go, I don't really like it.
True.
Because XP has hit the masses,
yeah, true.
People are trying to sort of fight
point.
against it a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Well, anyway, let's make this abundantly clear. TNC Podcast, every week from now on, we are going to have a new theme. It's called XP of the Week, okay? So expected passion of the week.
Okay.
I'm saying Super Jack Stacey Ole Ole, because there was a moment where he marches across the pitch. There was absolutely no need for him to do it. Right? No need, yeah. And he absolutely clatters halves, 2 foot, takes out a Swansea player. By the way, it was a bloody brilliant challenge from Super Jack Stacey Ole Ole. And all of it, and I looked around. I could fucking, the Barkley was like, everyone was like, oh, come on. And it just, we talk about the go on factor. Fucking hell, he injected it into the Carrow Road faithful. Got the fans up their feet. And I thought, that is the kind of passion that we want to see. Now, who's the runner-up for XP of the Week? Going on to someone that I'm sure you'll want to praise.
Well,
come on.
Your runner-up, my winner.
Come on.
Welcome to the XP party, Mr. Lewis Dobbin. I mean, look, last week I gave Cade Gordon his flowers. I hope you're doing well, Cade. I loved your moment against Coventry. It will always live in the memories of my head. Cade Gordon, you are missed and loved. But we've got a new loanee. Never fall in love with a loan player. Well, he's starting to flirt with me a little bit. I'm starting to get feelings for him.
Starting to get aroused by him.
Mr. Dobbin with a badge pant.
Yeah.
Great finish.
Yeah.
Great goal.
But it was the badge
Arguably
pant.
one of the most important goals of the game.
Yep.
Runs towards the river end. Wasn't expecting that from Dobbin.
No, I wasn't. I didn't think that.
Which makes it even sweeter.
I like that, Jack. I like the look of Lewis.
Young
Lewis. He's had a tough time this season with West Brom. Clearly couldn't be bothered to perform for a club not as good as Norwich City. And was absolutely excellent.
Yeah, was really
excellent.
Good.
And Johannes has praised him in terms of how quick he is. We talk about threat. Let's talk about again. He's got threat.
XT.
My
expected threat.
Yeah, I did say it last week, but I'll let you have that one. Right. So Lewis Dobbin, right? Absolutely excellent. There was a moment where he won the ball. In fact, was it for his goal where he nicked the ball off the Swansea player, who was an absolute joke, by the way, at the back. I don't know who he was, obviously, but he was fucking awful all game.
That's the kind of analysis you get here on the TNC podcast. Don't know who he is and don't care.
Yeah, but I don't need to know, do I? Anyway, Lewis Dobbin, brilliant endeavour to win the ball back. Excellent. And then fast, pacey, aggressive, drives forwards and centrally, which we praise about Borja. Lewis Dobbin does it too, right? Drives the ball centrally into the melting pot. Just get it near or thereabouts, right? And then Ante Crnac, let's give him his flowers. The run comes across from Ante Crnac.
I want to talk about him in a moment.
The run comes across from Ante Crnac to drive away the defender, and Lewis Dobbin comes across with a lovely tucked finish, bottom left-hand corner, and you're right, the cello was superb. Yeah. We love a cello here on the TNC podcast. Knee slide, badge pan. Yeah. And do you know what? Good. And I'm pleased that's gone into the river end as well, because it kind of just gets them up a little bit.
They've had some action there last few weeks.
If you're celebrating towards the Snake Pit, towards the Barkley, like we expect a badge pant, right? But the family, they're not used to that sort of passion.
Well, they've had Cade Gordon and now Dobbin.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they had the Amancra Forson as well. Exactly. They've had it all up there.
They're getting some.
Can you give us some moments, please?
Talk about value for money. The River End season tickets are good. I'm pleased with Dobbin because look, he's obviously had a tough time at West Brom. Yeah. There's clearly talent. He's gone for a big transfer fee in the past. And you can see why he is clearly an intelligent footballer. I thought when he played against Brighton on a pretty dark day for Norwich, he was the standout. He's got an ability to carry the ball. Mm-hmm. I think the reason why he maybe hasn't kicked on in the Premier League and has kind of been sniffing around League One and Championship loan moves is that final product. There are a couple of occasions where I would have liked to have seen a bit more in that first half, but equally created chances, and I thought the goal was beautifully taken in an important part of the game.
Correct.
We just made the substitutes. The game was still in the balance, whatever we want to say.
Yeah.
And that killed the game off. And from there, Swansea capitulated. I was really pleased from Dobbin. And look, I think he'll be grateful for the opportunity he's had. He's come straight in. He's hit the ground running.
Working
Norwich
hard.
fans like him.
Wants
working
it.
hard.
Yeah.
And suddenly you've got a really nice option there.
You mentioned another name, Ante Crnac. Come on, let's have it.
I like this lad. I really do like Ante, and he's the type of player where I want it to work for him.
Yeah.
I feel like a fatherly figure for young Ante.
Right,
I want him to do well. And
you probably look like he could be his dad, by the way.
Yeah, probably could. Yeah, looking forward to when his voice breaks. I mean, he's going to really sort of kick on then. Look, he's been thrown in the deep end this season.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not. He's had lots of minutes. I thought pre-Brighton, he looked absolutely shattered.
Yes.
So it's good that he's been able to have some rest. And I thought he looked revitalised coming on against Swansea. Look, it was at a point in the game. Look, he came on and I think, did he get the assist for the Sargent goal?
Yes, he did.
Nice pass out there. I'm counting it as an assist for the Marcondes goal.
Yeah.
He scores a goal.
Yeah.
Look, it was hardly a world-beating performance, but he came on and he made a difference.
Yeah.
And that's going to be important for his confidence. It was important for Norwich City on the day. Mm-hmm. Yes, we paid a decent chunk for him, but he's young and he's got the attributes. There are certain signings we've made in the past for big money, and you've gone, I don't really know what they offer. That's not the thing with Crnac. He's got a few goals this season.
Yep.
I keep seeing people going, Morgan Whittaker's gone for the same price as Ante Crnac. Yeah, good. Crnac has got more goals and assists than Morgan Whittaker this season. He's younger than Morgan Whittaker. Why shouldn't he have gone for the same price? Ante Crnac is a player. Let's get behind him.
Fucking hell, that's really got me going. Good from you.
I'm his agent.
Good.
I think that Ante is going to come good. He's been thrown in at the deep end this season, and actually, he hasn't drowned.
Yeah.
He's still got his armbands on. He's doing a bit of doggy paddle at times to just keep his head above water, but he's not drowned.
Well, look, I'm proudly in the camp of Norwich City fans that haven't written off Ante Crnac.
Which is unlike us, because usually we do write people off pretty quickly.
So I will put my flag in the sand and say, I'm in the Ante Crnac fan club. He is going to come good, but I actually think that's a bit patronising towards Ante. I think actually he is good.
How have you just taken me?
Saying coming
good. How
good.
have you just taken me praising a player to the hill as patronising?
Saying he's coming good is almost a bit patronising. He is good. As you say, he scored more goals than Morgan Whittaker, who's just gone for the same fee. Everyone thinks he's the next best thing, the best thing since sliced bread, even though he's playing for fucking Plymouth Argyle. Ante Crnac, yeah, all right, I'm quite up for that. And by the way, I thought actually Josh Sargent can get Ante Crnac to an even higher level.
Of course. It's the best Crnac has looked this season is on the right wing.
When he's got space in front of him because Sargent's created that space for him. Absolutely.
I've just seen on actually I think it's a really good app. They're not paying us. FOTMob, which I really like. I've just seen a stat on there.
Right, come on.
That means that XP has XP should now be in the mainstream.
Right, come on.
Have you ever heard this stat before?
Right.
XGOT.
No.
Expected goals on target.
What?
So I think that means when it's on target, how many goals was Ante Crnac expected to score? I think. I've never seen that before.
Is this not just
XGOT. Why? Where's XP? If XGOT can get on the list,
it's getting more and more tragic.
Talk about patronising.
Is that not just shots on target?
Probably, yeah. Look, Ante Crnac was good. It was an important win, I think, because we'll get onto it in the second half of this podcast. But it is now an important run of fixtures for Norwich City, and I think Paddy Davitt said it on the Pinken podcast. Ooh. There is a clear, as the Championship table often kind of comes about. You've got the top four, who I think are better overall than Norwich City. Leeds, Sheffield United, Burnley, probably Sunderland
at their gaff, yeah.
And then you've got the rest. Mm-hmm. You've got a couple of shitters down the bottom.
Mate, a couple.
And then you've got a pack of Swansea, Preston,
at best,
Cardiff, etc., etc., who Norwich should and will be beating Carrow this season.
So let's quickly do it, right? Next up, fixtures, right? So Watford away.
Well, I'm going, so we lose.
Okay, yeah, but
I've not seen Norwich City win away from home since Millwall when Gabby Sarah scored.
Yeah, I know, right? And I look at Watford away, and I think I have memories of all of the bad memories of Watford away. You know, Isaac Hayden lumping it over the stand, for example. You know,
that's a core memory.
I just thought, and honestly, that has been probably one of the most depressed moments of a Norwich City fan, right?
But we've had Josh Sargent there.
Scorned by, you know, Watford FC. By the way, I need to get this out of my system quickly.
The Orms.
The mast, sorry, not mast. I don't know why I'm talking about masts. Erect the mast. The worst brand positioning, the worst marketing in the history of football.
The Golden Boys.
Watford FC, right? So we've got the Orns, the Golden Boys, Elton John. Let's put a bit of him in there, right? 1 minute they're in orange, 1 minute they're in yellow. Then are they yellow or are you the Golden Boys? But then you're singing yellows, but then you're not yellow, you're golden. They've got a moose on the front of their badge, but yet people refer to them as the Hornets and the Bees. Watford, what are you, Watford? Make your mind up.
Well, I'll tell you what Watford are.
Anyway.
They're a team that's just lost 2-1 to Coventry. They lost 2-1 to Preston.
Yeah, come on.
They did beat Derby.
Yeah.
Then before that, 1-1 draw with Cardiff, 4-1 defeat to Fulham, 2-1 defeat to Sheffield United, 3-1 defeat to QPR, and 2-1 defeat to Cardiff. They're in bad form.
They have not won a game in 4 home games, right? So this is an opportunity. Historically, I would look at Watford, worst branding in the world, and go, ooh, don't like that. The old golden waspy Elton John boys might beat us. But now I'm like, come on.
Okay.
Let's puff our chests out.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, is anyone back for the Watford game? Do we know that?
Don't know. We'll see.
Such shit.
What do you mean is anyone back?
How are you the host of a podcast?
No, well...
We'll see. Don't know. We'll see. Thanks for watching the TalkNorwichCity podcast.
I'll tell you something. Science isn't.
Can you tell that I do all the prep for this
Science
bloody
isn't.
podcast?
Eurosec isn't.
Right.
But they are both back in a couple of games.
Yeah.
So Watford actually count yourselves very lucky.
Oh, hang on.
Nunez isn't going to be
hang
back.
On. Hold. When does the January transfer window officially slam shut?
31st, which is this week,
right.
isn't it?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So let's have a bit of this.
Right.
I could be wrong. Is Eurosec
Friday.
not back? It's February the 1st. We play Watford on February the 1st.
I think he's got another game.
Really?
I don't know.
Even though that's the end of the window?
I don't know. We probably should know that.
I think we should try and sneak him in there. Right, anyway, let's get to the bloody point. Watford away. Right, I'm going to do what you did to me last week.
Okay.
I'm going to do it to
Win.
you now. Oh. No!
Yeah, we beat the Golden Boys.
Okay, Derby at home.
Win.
Good, well done. Preston at home.
Win.
Hull away. Wet Wipe FC.
Draw.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Yeah.
Which makes Watford away more important for me.
Hull away, draw.
I think Wet Wipe FC,
To Hull and back.
give them their due. They are actually improving. They look good against Sheffield United. But no, I'm with you on all those.
Well,
anyway,
keep going. A few more.
Well, no. Let's just do the. No. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Those four.
Top 6 in a few games.
Right. Questions?
Yes. Questions.
Welcome to the X questions, statements, rants, and raves of the week. Just to interject, if you have listened, watched, enjoyed, been traumatised up until this point of the podcast, we want to see the following hashtag on social media. We will share all of them as a thanks for your support. Hashtag of the week is hashtag Josh Sargent's on my mind.
God, that's a long one.
Yeah, that's why I want it.
Wow.
Yeah, let's see how good
Josh
you are.
Sargent's on my mind.
Hashtag Josh Sargent's on my mind. That's what I want to see on social media. Anyway, speaking of Josh Sargent, kicking it off with Aaron Fletcher, who, by the way, I'm just going to have a quick shout out for Aaron. He brings his lovely daughter, right, to the games. And we've got this ongoing banter on social media because every time that his daughter Ella turns up, right, Norwich City win.
Okay.
Except from the fact that, bless her heart, he brings her to the Brighton game and she's walking up the stairs in the Barclay and she dislocated her knee on the steps. But honestly, bless her heart.
Ow.
Aaron and your lovely daughter, big you up. Anyway, that was a random tangent. Love that kind of story though. Loved the Swansea, I hope she's all right as well. Loved the Swansea goal scorer shushing the Barclay after his goal, only to watch his team concede a minute later, then completely crumble. I mean, Connor Southwell, who speaks a lot more sense than us, had said the following: Swansea had given up.
Yeah, and I think they did. I felt sorry for the Swansea fans there are probably, maybe like it happens once every 3 years. I think back to Wigan and Burton and maybe Bolton in the past, where they bring so few fans and they score. You think it's offside because there's no, and we are right next to the away fans, so we should be able to hear them. They scored, and I thought it was disallowed because I couldn't hear anything. Look, 600-mile round trip, Norwich to Swansea is a fucking long way, right? 12:30 kickoff is absolutely shambolic. So well done to the Swansea fans that travelled. And the Swansea players should hang their heads in shame.
Yeah.
I think there were 200 fans with the official count. Yeah. I don't really believe that. They looked like 40. But that was a terrible performance from Swansea City.
It's not like me to share empathy towards a club from Wales, but I will. I thought actually I did also feel sorry for them, and actually I said to you, I think afterwards, or Craigo, I said, bloody hell, look at this. And the Swansea players barely went over to those Swansea fans. I just thought, that is disgusting. I mean, we've seen that famous interview on West Ham Fan TV where that bloke loses his head going, give us your fucking shorts, give us your socks, give us your... But seriously, those Swansea players, the way that you treated your fans was a disgrace.
Actually, I'm going to take it back. I don't feel sorry for Swansea fans. They clapped them off.
Yeah,
why did they clap?
Yeah, but
boo them.
Boo. But that was
clapping.
That was a bit weird, wasn't it? Why were they clapping them? Anyway, let's move on to Peen. I can only say what he's got on X. Peen at Peanut96 says rant. I don't think our defence is good enough. We have 4 clean sheets this season and 42 goals conceded, despite having more or less all of our defenders available. Not even passing out from the back, just regularly conceding sloppy goals. Something needs to change. Peen's got a point. The forwards have been doing their job, whether you like it or not. We've been with the second highest goal scorers in the league, Jack. That's facts. Don't care about feelings. The defence, discuss.
Yeah, I agree. There have been moments this season where there have just been, simple errors. I don't know if the defence has been that bad because it's a confusing one. I don't think Gunn's been as good as he would have liked. I think the left back position has been sort of chopped and changed. Mm-hmm. It's been Doyle, it's been Crnac, it's been Mahavo, it's been Fisher. Mm-hmm. And the same with the right back position, and also the centre back pairing is. We've got good defenders.
So are you saying the constant changes in defence?
I don't think that's helped. I think they will naturally, and it's not an excuse, but they will naturally make more mistakes because it's high tariff football we're playing. Excuse.
Not having it. Excuse.
No, but of course you're going to be making more mistakes. Yeah, you're not just lumping out. And equally, the defence starts transitions, so Norwich look better going forwards.
Yes, true.
True. Do the defence need to improve? Yes.
Well,
but I don't think they've been as bad as people have made out. I think one of the big issues...
Well, factually, they have been. One
of the big issues has been the non-ability, is that a word? I'm going to count it. The non-ability to start a consistent midfield in front of them.
Yes.
When you've got McLean, Nunez and Slimane, we naturally look better defensively because you've got a couple of ball-winning midfielders. When you've got Sorensen and Marcondes and Schwartau, that's difficult because they're not defensive players.
And that's the unsexy but correct response, Jack.
Thank you, mate.
And I always talk about this.
People often describe me. I'm unsexy but sensible.
And that's what I often stick up for the goalkeeper for, the defence in front of them. It's what I often stick up for the defence for, the midfield in front of them. And the midfield, again, chop, change, injuries, barely a consistent couple of holding players in front of them. Kenny's been there most of the time, but a big spell out due to a suspension and then another little couple of games as well. So, I think we've done that.
Chris Allen says, statement. That new signing with the ginger hair we had playing up front on Saturday looks quite handy. Hopefully he turns into the best striker in the Championship by a mile. Leston follows up. Statement. I'm all for people having their own opinion, but if anyone has the opinion that Josh Sargent isn't the best striker in the league, is wrong.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Look, he's basically playing with half a leg.
That's true.
And he's still better.
Yeah.
I'll just do my work in 60 minutes and have an early bath. I'll just win the game in 60 minutes. That's how good he is.
And do you know, I don't know whether I've just not watched him in a while, so maybe I just loved him even more. he made it look like he almost was quite nonchalant.
Oh, that's what I do.
Maybe, am I doing him down
what I
there?
do.
I don't know. I just looked at Josh at the weekend. I thought he knew Swansea was shit, and it was effortless.
Yeah.
The runs, the strike. Even when I know that Emi Marcondes gave him loads of time for that first strike where he thwacked it through the Swansea goalkeeper, but he just made it look like expected. I think even he gave it a bit of that to the snake pit. I thought, good Josh.
Even the celebration wasn't like 100%. It was like, do I even celebrate that goal? Is what I do.
Score goals.
Does a postman celebrate when he delivers letters through the post box?
No.
This is a great question.
Come on.
And a brilliant moment for the TNC podcast to say something we regret.
Right.
As we always do.
Why? Come on.
Robin says, question.
Yep.
Do you boys think that Schwartau could become our record sale if both him and the club continue to progress? The title is about to be set, isn't it?
Well, yes, I've seen this discussed on Norwich City social media after the game. We spoke about Gabi Sarah being 50 million.
Should have got that.
Didn't quite happen.
Should have got that.
Other people on the Norwich City season, I think the absolute shocker was someone once said that Sorensen was going to go for, our record sale. I mean, bloody hell. So I'm not going to go that far. And do you know what? Not to Rob Butler this situation. So for those of you that don't listen to the scrimmage, Monday night, 6 o'clock, plug. Rob always gets really angry when football fans start talking about sales and money. He's like, it's not your money.
Yeah.
It does like
Yes,
this.
it's a great point.
Why are we all going core? Yeah, record sales. Core. Yeah, his value's increasing. What are we on the old bloody London Stock Exchange? Who cares? Let's enjoy Oscar Schwartau as a young 18-year-old. Let's wash him. Let's watch him. That's wrong. We're not
You
watching
are
him.
getting excited.
Let's watch him. I've had a shock there, haven't I? Let's watch him thrive, get some muscle on his bones, and accelerate.
Yeah,
through into the Norwich City side.
The scary thing is how I can't really remember the last time.
I've just done that. Let's watch him. That is shocking from me.
I can't remember the last time an 18-year-old for Norwich looked so composed. Do you know what I mean, though? Like, he could be 30, right? He could be 30 for all I know. But he's 18. In 5 years, 5 years is a bloody long while, he's still only going to be 23.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, back to whose post was that?
Could he become the record sale? All right, I'll sit on the fence. He could be.
Well, I won't. He's going to go for big money.
But will he be the record sale? Who was our record sale? Buendia?
Yeah.
And what was that? Like 40 million, wasn't it?
I don't think he's getting to Emmy levels, but he could be in and around. Well,
he's 18.
But yeah, good point. Inflation.
Once you wash him.
Once you wash him, bit of inflation.
Yeah. I mean, 10 million quid's 50 million in 3 years.
Up the London Stock Exchange.
Finley the Canaries says, statement, Mahavo's the next one from the academy to come through.
Yep.
Pathway open.
Yep.
In capital letters. It's exciting. I love these periods where you do get kind of these. I don't love injury crises. I'll say that, but I do love the opportunity it presents. Oh, JJ on the bench. Welcome.
Yeah. Sprinkling a bit of JJ.
Welcome to the party, JJ.
Let's have a bit
that
of
pathway is open. The gates are open for you.
What have you got?
Come on down. So that's exciting.
Yes.
And Mahavo, it was a great opportunity, and I'm pleased that Johannes is giving these young lads opportunities. We saw it with Farker and Max Aarons. Who knows? Mahavo might go on to really good things. But the fact he's been given the opportunity is really exciting.
Speaking of Deje, Noah43 Deje Enjoyer has posted to us and I quote, sexual statement.
Wow.
Signs, Slimane, Dobbin, Sargent, Jurasek, Schwartau, Marcondes and more will soon all be available to play together.
Who was the last one?
Marcondes.
Oh, and more.
And
I thought we'd signed someone called Moore. So I missed that.
Kiefer Moore. But seriously, I think Noah43 Deji Enjoyer at Awesome Forsen, he's got a point. Actually,
there's so much going on with that.
Actually, and this is where I go back to my previous comment on the pod, I have felt, it sounds a bit weird, I felt sorry for Johannes this season because we're trying to have this transition season. We're trying to embed a style of play. We're trying to become a better footballing side to watch. And to be fair, he has done that because we're the second highest scorers in the league, highest home scorers in the top four divisions in English football.
In the league, you'll never sing that.
But Noah's got a point. Yet he's managed to achieve it without all of our key players really playing together.
Yeah.
Come on down. By the way, I love how loads of people are like, cool, yeah, well, wait till you add Jurasek in there. Like, no one's watched him. And we're all like, oh, yeah, Jurasek, come on, let's have a bit of that.
This is the point of the podcast where we get a little bit giddy. We get excited because Norwich City have won a game. Tyler Kirk's statement, and this has quite a lot of likes, so there's a few people agreeing with Tyler. Statement. Ante Crnac is going to become one of the best players in the league next season. That decoy run he made for Dobbin's goal really got me going. Hello, the decoy runs.
Decoy run?
Oh, yeah, a little decoy.
Is that a new football hipster terminology? Who was that?
Tyler Kirk.
Tyler, with your little decoy. I'm going to start calling you Decoy Tyler. But you know what? Yeah, I like that, Tyler. We'll have a bit of a decoy run.
Expected decoys. XD.
Oh, don't say it.
Expected decoys.
Expected D.
Yeah,
XD.
It doesn't go on the stats, does it?
Expected D.
But actually, Crnac should have the assist for Dobbin. For the XD.
Look, Tyler, I do go back to your point seriously. I think Ante Crnac's next season is going to be an absolute monster for Norwich City. I think he's going to be brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The only way that changes is that if we sell Sargent, because what you have seen, and I'm sure you can agree on so far, is that without Sargent, Ante Crnac he's still not quite there. I'm yet to be fully. The only thing I do rate him. I think next season is going to be better. The only nagging doubt in my head is, can he do it consistently without Sargent? I don't know.
Maybe he'll flourish when he's out of the shadow of Sargent.
Maybe.
Mr. Rankins, his statement, that was 5-1 with 3/4 of a first team. Imagine full strength. All gas, no brakes. Let's go, City. All gas, no brakes.
Do you know what? That's bloody comment of the week, that is. Who said
Rankin.
that? Mr. Rankin, comment of the week from you.
Good. Chaz Tats.
Yeah, Chazzy, what's he saying?
I don't quite know where this is going because I see positives and negatives, but I'm going to read it anyway. It says, transitional season or not, 0 shots on target against Leeds and Sheffield United is unacceptable.
Yeah.
The summer window needs to be incredible given who we're expecting to sell. HMS Pista League will set sail again. Well, we just need a bit more time to develop.
Well, first of all, Chaz Tats, it's actually now HMS Danish Destroyer. Get to know, bro. I think you've been a bit negative there, and actually, Chaz Tats, I think you need to move on from last week. We've done all that negativity, doom and gloom, shots on target.
We think we're going to win the league again, Chaz Tats.
Now we're looking up, and we're thinking, yeah, we'll claw onto that. Yeah, we'll have a bit of the old Elton John boys, yeah, and then we'll have a bit of old Derby. Is it Derby at home after that?
Yeah, probably.
Fucking absolutely smash Derby, smash Derby. By the way, Preston at home after that. Bang average at best.
Good question from Sam Love.
Yeah.
First question.
Come on.
Number one. It's a privilege to be a 3-time TNC Name of the Week winner.
Yeah, well,
has anyone ever done that?
Well, Name of the Week this week was actually taken by Lucien Mahavo, so unfortunately you can't have 4-time.
I wonder if Sam Love's got like 3 stars above his...
Yeah,
crest. The Sam Love crest. Number 2, is Oscar... You start again. I see Oscar Schwartzau's name, and I get so giddy.
Yeah, me too. I want to wash him.
If Oscar Schwartzau continues to develop at its current rate, we'll have some boy on our hands next season.
Yeah, was true. Very true. And Finley's backing that up with a statement. He's only 18 and looks like a player that could be explosive next season. So there you go.
Is he not already explosive?
I think you could... I think he's on the edge of explosive.
Benji's just got me going a little bit.
What's Benji's
statement?
Right.
We just can't write this season off just yet. With Borja, Nunez, Jurasek and Slimane coming back, we'll get playoffs. Go on then, Benji!
Benji's got
comment of the week for me.
Yeah, really?
Don't write us off.
Yeah.
Write us off at your peril. You know?
Are you... No, seriously.
Have a look at the hotels around Wembley Way. Have a little look, just in case.
Right, are you actually being serious, though?
Look.
Are you being serious?
No, I am, because when Norwich City are at full strength,
yes.
Tell me a side we can't beat.
Yeah, I like that.
Go on.
No, I like it.
No, tell me.
All right,
If you want to be a doubter, at least back me up.
Leeds and Burnley.
Okay, fine. They're going up automatically.
Yeah.
The rest.
Yeah, let's have it.
Blackburn at home. You scared of them?
At home, no, but away, which is where we're playing them.
Win your home games. Win your home games. Draw a couple away.
And you're in the playoffs.
Beat the Golden Boys.
And you're in the playoffs.
And then what? And can we beat Sunderland over 2 legs? Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I think we can. Can we beat West Brom at Wembley?
I love how
Yeah, no, I think we can.
Are you actually being serious? No, I love it. I'm just a bit shocked. I'm not used to this positivity.
Look, we'd probably go and get beat by Elton John's side at the weekend.
Elton John's waspy moose
and we're back
Golden
in the
Boys.
doldrums. But when I watch Norwich City at home,
yeah,
go back to Rankin's point, all gas, no brakes.
Yeah,
right.
Good.
This Norwich team look like they can beat anyone. Oh yeah, sprinkle a bit of Eurosechin. Oscar Schwarto, 18.
No, look,
have a bit of
what? Yeah, look. Let's respond.
The championship top scorer. Yeah, just do it without him.
Let's respond seriously to Benji because I'm not sure that was complete.
That was serious.
I think if, and it is an if, could and should we go on the run that we should expect, by the way, which is a dangerous word to use, but expect to have over the next, I think we said 10 games a game ago, didn't we, right? So we've beaten Watford. Sorry, I'm already talking about it. Sorry.
Clip that up, Watford fans.
Woohoo! I didn't mean to say that. We've beaten Swansea at home. We've got Watford next, right? And I think if we can now go on a run, an undefeated run, undefeated keyword, not necessarily winning every game, I'm like, yeah, come on then.
Well, I'm gonna put something out there. I'm not a believer in manifestation, but let's manifest it.
God, here we go. Come on.
Norwich City fans, come back to the TNC podcast on Wednesday, the 12th of February. Put it in the diary now. Alert. Wednesday, 12th of February, probably about midday.
Why?
Because there's going to be a podcast on Talk Norwich City titled We're Getting Playoffs. And I'll tell you why. Because we'll beat Watford, and then it's Derby and Preston Saturday, Tuesday.
Yeah, we will beat those
I
two.
love a Saturday, Tuesday Carrow duo against teams that we should be beating.
Yeah.
Okay, so 9 points from the next 3. That puts us probably on the verge of glory.
By the way, by then, we'll have a bit of Nunez.
Yeah.
We'll have a bit of Eurosec.
Yeah. Science. Yeah.
How dare I forget about the league's top goal scorer?
Yeah, start to believe. And then we probably lose away to Hull, get beat by Stoke.
We're not going to.
But for that brief period in February when the mornings are starting to get a little bit lighter, you start to drive home and there's glistens of the sun on the horizon as you go home to your nice warm house and you stick on the Johannes Hoff Thorup press conference. Things start to feel real. Dreams start to become reality in mid-February. Matej Jurisic, welcome to the party. Lucian Mahavo, the most exciting left-back in Welsh football. Welcome. Dare to dream.
I'm quite surprised about how optimistic you are, but great. Let's do some quick fire to get through as many as possible.
Quick fire. Really quick.
Jack, at JackField97 says, rave the XP on Dobbin's celebration, especially the badge thumping. My word, more of that, please. We've already spoken about that. Craigo is in the comments. He simply says, Dob win.
He's catching
rather
on.
than Dobbin. Dob win. Jay says, rave, Marcondes equals baller. Yes, he is. And we've spoken about how actually he had a pretty poor game until the second half. And then all of a sudden, my God.
It was almost a Balotelli goal, wasn't it?
With his chest.
I'll have a bit of that. And you know what? Seeing that, so we didn't even speak about that.
Well, here we go. Finley, the Canaries, says, never doubt the Croatian. So there you go.
Never doubt Croatian. Yeah, I like it.
Here we go.
What's... I'm going to read this from Jimbo.
We're doing a podcast.
I was reading this, and I don't quite know what this all says, so I'm just going to read it and hope for the best.
Okay.
Jimbo says, rant. I loved your rant last week, Jack, but I was dismayed to see you saunter in after 9 minutes on Saturday. That's not true. I was there for Honourable City.
You were there on time.
Having given it 1% club this, Wyndham Bungalow that, I'm concerned that James Martin's steam spun pudding masterclass got the better of you. Please put my mind to rest.
Well, first of all, fantastic stuff. I mean, anyone that wants to give Jack
I was there for kick-off on Saturday.
Anyone that wants to give Jack some stick is completely welcome. But that is incorrect. I can confirm that he was there on time.
And
what Jack does do, which I can reveal, is that if we are playing average to shite, he's often 5 minutes late out into the second half. But he is there on time.
Thanks, mate. Thanks for backing me up.
No
so,
worries.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
We've got a big game against Watford in between.
I tell you what, though. If we beat Watford away,
how many times have we said that this season?
If we do, you can expect me to be pounding my chest more than I've ever pounded it before. I just think fucking hell, it's going to get me going. Because let's be real here. We are average to a shower of shite away from home, right?
That's kind.
Let's call us. We're average away from home. Let's be
average.
Nice. Let's be
We're
nice.
shit.
Right. So if we go away to the Golden Wasp, Horn, Moose, Elton John, Golden Yellow
boys,
Vicarage Road boys, then
yeah,
I'll be buzzing.
Let me.
Because after that, Derby and Peony at home, win. No excuses. 3 points.
Let me paint a picture in your head. You know, people sort of listen to meditation or headspace. I hear is quite a popular app.
Are you about to do a meditation, Colin?
I'm doing a meditation. Okay. It's not a calming one, but I think it will put you in a good place. So everyone watching at home, if you're driving, don't shut your eyes. Keep them open.
Okay, here we go.
It's the 89th minute in Vicarage Road. It's a crisp Saturday afternoon. You've just had a couple of beers. You've got a nice lunch with your friends afterwards. You've got a brilliant weekend ahead of you. But there is one slight problem. It's 0-0. It's the 89th minute. Time is ticking away. Norwich City need to find the winner. We've been up against it. We're still not fully fit. The ball breaks. 89 minutes and 57 seconds on the clock. There is a counter-attacking opportunity. Emi Marcondes sprays it to the left-hand side.
Dobbin.
Where Lewis Dobbin picks up the ball. He's got players to beat. Yep. He beats one. He comes inside. He's still got so much to do. He is on his own. Norwich City have been defending resolutely for 25 minutes of this game. He skips past another. It's just the goalkeeper to beat. Lewis Dobbin finds the bottom left and sprints away to the way end, punching the badge, and then pulls the shirt off, rips it.
Really? Rips it?
Gets booked. Norwich win 1-0. Lewis Dobbin winner.
You're calling it now.
Manifestation.
I like it. Self-talk.
It's all that you need.
Hashtag Josh Sargent's on my mind. Get it on social media. Thanks for listening and watching to the Talk Norwich City podcast. See you this time next week where we will be celebrating Norwich City's 1-0 win against Watford, the Golden Hornet B Elton John boys.
What could possibly go wrong? Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.